Hey guys, Doc here. I'm looking forward to meeting with you on September 23rd to talk about my favorite topic. Well, the brain is my favorite topic, but one of the things that's most important is sleep. I love talking about sleep because I know how important it is to one, measure it correctly, and two, to really work on improving it because it impacts everything in our life. So we actually had some of your colleagues there do sleep studies this last month, and we're going to walk through what they actually look like when they're sleeping and look at medical grade sleep study, not a Whoop or a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, but literally measuring the brain while the person's sleeping. And we're going to understand how deep sleep works and how it's formed. We're going to understand about REM sleep and how that works, how awakenings happen and why they happen, and how to improve those. Also, trying to get to sleep, how that works. And so we're going to look through all the science of that, which is going to be super exciting because it doesn't just impact right now, it impacts your future. Your deep sleep is going to impact how you physically function later in life. Your REM sleep is going to impact how your brain functions later in life and what memory and attention and concentration are like. And sleep impacts everything. Think about this. A third of our life we spend sleeping. A third. That's if you live to 90, that's 30 years you spend sleeping. And it impacts everything. Something as basic as driving. Sleep deprivation, we know, is worse than driving while intoxicated. And so just our overall safety is impacted by what we were doing at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Other things like just my job, my ability to perform at work isn't going to be dependent upon how much caffeine I can pump in, but what was I doing at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning in relation to my sleep and how my brain works in relation to attention and processing speed and creativity. Things like eating, nutritional choices are dependent upon what my body is looking for if it hasn't been sleeping correctly. So a lot of times while we work on all these things downstream related to weight, it's really upstream what's going on with sleep. And we're going to discuss how that's impacted. Things like just enjoying something like golf or any other activity or hobby I have gets dramatically impacted by sleep. And we're going to understand how do we improve our performance in everything that we're doing by improving our sleep. And lastly, the most important thing that sleep impacts is our ability to be present in relationships. I mean, you know it, when you're tired, it's really hard to focus and give that emotional energy to the people that you love and care about. And so we're going to really dive into how we improve our sleep and how it affects all these different areas. You're going to get some practical tips of things that you can start right away to improve sleep. And then lastly, the biggest giveaway that we've done, we're going to do at the end of the lecture for all of those who attend. You are going to love this giveaway. So I can't wait to see you on the 23rd and get a little sleep before I see you.